What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Maths Guide. Today we are looking at the distributive property and what that means. So let's go. Okay, what do we need to remember today? We need to remember that we are distributing the terms outside the brackets by the things inside. So if we look at this first example, we are essentially distributing this 3, which is actually a positive 3, to the positive 4 here and the positive 2. But we need to understand a few basic rules when we are dealing with brackets and distribution. If we have a number, like we do here, next to a bracket without any other operation, like addition, subtraction, or even division, then the understood rule is that we are multiplying. And that goes for not just brackets, but if we had 3 next to a letter representing an unknown variable, it actually means 3 multiplied by that b. So anytime we have a number next to something else without any operation sign, we know it's multiplication. So in terms of this example, what we need to look at is we are actually distributing 3 to the 4, which means I'm doing 3 multiplied by 4. That's that first part of my distribution done. Now I need to do 3 multiplied by positive 2. So I start by putting the plus symbol, and now I can distribute the 3 to the 2. So I have 3 multiplied by 2. Now when it comes to the next row, I need to think about the BODMAS rule, or the order of operation. And in the order of operation, it says I need to solve my brackets first, which I've just done. Then any orders, which are powers, like we have here, we'll get to later. Then I have division and multiplication on the same row because they have the same power. And then addition and subtraction. So I can see multiplication comes before addition, so I need to do these 2 multiplication parts first. So 3 times 4 is 12, and 3 times 2 is 6. And I'm adding them together, so then 12 add 6 is 18. So my answer for this first example is 18. Nice, let's move on to a second one, slightly harder. This time we can see I have an unknown variable in the form of this b. But it doesn't really change anything. I'm still going to be distributing this 4 by the 5b and then by the positive 4 over here. So again, I have 4 next to a bracket without any other operation. So I know that means multiplication. So I've got to do 4 times 5b, and then I'm adding it to 4 times 4. So again, look back to my BODMAS and I can see I have multiplication before addition again. So I will solve these 2 multiplication parts. 4 times 5b leaves me with 20b, and I'm adding that to 4 times 4, which is 16. Now because these are unlike terms, I have 20b added to 16. I can't combine them any further, so my final form for this distribution is 20b plus 16. Okay, let's have a look at the third example, and we have a new element to consider here, this power, which is a little 2, which means x squared. So I need to consider that when I come to my BODMAS, but I'm still doing exactly the same thing. I'm distributing this 5 by the x squared and by the negative 3. So let's do the first bit. 5 multiplied by x squared leaves me 5x squared, and then positive 5 multiplied by negative 3 will leave me with negative 15, because a positive multiplied by a negative leaves me with a negative. And again, I have unlike terms. 5x squared is a different term to this number on its own, so I can't combine. So my final expression is 5x squared minus 15. Fourth example. In this example, I actually have 2 sets of brackets, but that's not going to slow me down. I'm going to do everything exactly the same. I'm going to distribute the 4 to the positive 2x, and I'm going to distribute the 4 to the positive 3. And then I'll move to the second bracket and distribute this negative 3 to the x and then to the negative 2. So let's do that step by step. And I'm going to look at this 4 distributed to the 2x first. So 4 multiplied by 2x leaves me with 8x. And then I'm adding it to 4 times 3, which is 12. Now we get to my second bracket. Negative 3 distributed to x leaves me with negative 3x. And then when we distribute the negative 3 to the negative 2, we actually get a positive 6, because 2 negatives multiplied together equal a positive. So I've distributed, but I can actually now simplify, because I can see that I have like terms. I have a plus 12 here and a plus 6 here, so I can combine them together. And I have an 8x here and a negative 3x here, so I can combine them together. So 8x minus 3x leaves me with 5x, and then plus 12 plus 6 leaves me with plus 18. So my new expression is 5x plus 18. Now it's your turn. Have a go at distributing these 4 expressions. They get progressively harder as they go on, but there's nothing you can't do here if you look back at the video and follow the instructions. So take your time, press pause on the video now, good luck. And there you have it. That is the distributive property and how to use it when we come to brackets in a question, in an expression like this. Hopefully this video was helpful for you. If it was, head on over to themathshelter.com where you're going to find loads more videos to help you with everything you need to know about your age group maths. But for now guys, I'm going to see you in another video. Peace out.